all night. Say it, all night.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby, I wonder, would you just put your sweats on me? Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me. I'm talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will. Come through and chill. Just say you will.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark purple. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you off. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it. Don't you what you want. Oh, why the justice? Put it in the song, alright.
Now, let me ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win. Just win. Commitment to excellence. There's a commitment to excellence. The greatest players can get the greatest coaches. The great games we've played in, the flame that would burn brightest here is the will to win. Is the will to win. Is the will to win. Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You will not get
Yo, welcome to the SC Experience and also RaiderTwuan. We on both channels. You already know what it is, man. My boy, my co-host right here, man. RaiderTwuan, how you doing, brother?
Man, I can't complain, dog. I was over here moving and grooving to your intro, you know what I'm saying, your intro music and the whole little, theatric, production and stuff like that, man. I'm over here like, dang, I'm a rookie in the game. I need to step my game up, man. You doing some big things over here, fam.
I appreciate it, man, and it's good to share the screen once again with you, man. We're here. We're here to talk some Raiders football, talk about all the Raider news and updates leading up to Saturday, which is the last preseason game before some actual regular season football, man. So it's right around the corner. But let me give a shout out to who's here. Like I said, we're also simulcasting on both my channel and RaiderTwuan channel. So if you guys can try to go back and forth, hit that like button for the both of us, man. We'll greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to both if you haven't yet. And also, hopefully everybody's having a blessed week so far, and hopefully everybody's ready for this game to see who would make the final push to make that 53, and who's ready for some regular season football as well, man. And I know this is the time where also fantasy football starts rising up in draft, so it's gonna be interesting for that too. But let me give a shout out to who's here. So far, Robert Pena in the building. What's good, Robert? Jesse Cardenas is also in the building. The Nation Nightmare Cortez is up in the building. Salute. Chile is also up in the building. What's good, Chile? Terrence, what's good, Terrence? Hope all is well. Good to see you. Anthony Straw is up in the building. Uh, you finished registering your classes? That's good, man. I finished last week, man. So that's another thing too. For everybody that's in college, I'm pretty sure some people already started, and other people it starts next week. So it's gonna be something. Shout out to OG Raider Omar. What's good, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Nothing But Raiders podcast. What's good, Spot? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Prez is also in the building. Raider Resistance. Salute. Let me see. I believe we also get a draft pick if another team picks him up. What are you talking about? Are you talking about Champ Kelly? Okay. Auntie Six, what's good? Auntie Six, hope all is well. Oh, this is cool. I've never known you could do that with streaming. That's pretty sick. Shout out to Alfredo. What's good? Good to see you. Shout out to Cool Kev as well, man. All eyes on G in the building as well. Hopefully, I did not miss anybody. And if I did, I'm sorry. But let's get straight into it. This is actually cool, man. StreamYard, I did not know they did that. I did not know they did that. Like, I could see who's on whose channel just by reading the comments. That's pretty sick. But shout out to everybody, man. Like I said, we're simulcasting, and yeah, let's go straight into the Raider news, because there's some Raider news that's very interesting. And I ain't gonna lie, I barely found this out yesterday. That's how you know I've been a little bit busy. But I don't know if you heard the news, Twan. One of our linebackers went down on the IR and is done for the season. A position that I think is thin. Just got a lot thinner. There's also been a couple trades revolving around linebackers for. I think they got him for a piece of change. I don't know if you guys heard in the NFL news. Isaiah Simmons from the Cardinals got traded for a 7th-round pick to the Giants. It's his last year in the contract, but still a 7th-round pick. I just wonder if the Raiders even had a single interest in it. But let's get straight into that, man. Raiders have placed Darian Butler on IR. What does this mean for the linebacker room, man? Talk to me, Twan. Talk to me.
You know what? To be honest with you, I was very high on on Butler. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, even last year, I was really pushing for Butler. I liked what I saw out of him first coming in, you know what I'm saying? And I thought, like, and I've been saying this, you know, it sounds like I'm a broken record, but it just still holds true that, players in their second time around, they take that jump. And I really felt that Darian Butler, even with the preseason games that I saw him out there, he was taking that jump. Now, what does that say to a room? In my opinion, was the weakest room. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the rooms that we have, you know what I'm saying, on our roster, I felt like our linebacker room, talent wise, and just whatever we had in there, was kind of the weakest area. What does that mean? I feel like this is an opportunity for a guy like I said that he was kind of on that hump where he may make it or he may not make it. I think this is a time for Drake Thomas to really step up and really take on that, you know what I'm saying, next man up situation. Because I think we're going to have to call on him. Because, you know, again, like I said, I counted Darian Butler as somebody on this roster. So, I think that might open it up for somebody like a Drake Thomas.
And yeah, it sucks because Darian Butler was one of my favorites undrafted, and the reason being, if anybody knows, when I went live last year, I was a fan of him ever since one of the people that actually be in the chat. He hasn't been recently. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't know that I'm live again. His name is Graham Cam. I don't know if any of you guys seen him, in the chat before. He's actually, I think he's related to him, to Butler, and he sent me a bunch of clips like right before, like way before the draft. He was like, "Hey, look at this guy, man. Not being biased, but look at his film. He's a great linebacker." I evaluated it, and I was like, "Damn, this guy has a lot of potential." Then he became a Raider, and then we talked about him in the Raiders, and he started showing a lot of progression. And then sadly, this year, um, he has a rough start to his career, man, and it sucks to see it. You don't like seeing injuries like this because it's a at the end of the day, not only does it um, crush like a little bit of our death, but it also crushes their like dream of being in the NFL and starting off good and all that stuff. So, hey, Darion Butler, man, hey, speedy recovery to you, man. Hopefully everything goes well, man. Praying for you. Sucks, but hopefully we get you stronger next year. But shout out to everybody that's in here. I see Charles Washington just joined in. This was good, Charles Washington. Um, he says, "You're have to get for the season. What's up, fam? What's good? What's good, Charles? Butler was good, and I like Drake Thomas. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. And shout out to Terrence dropping all the links, man. I appreciate it. And speaking of injury, there's a new injury again. Um, and it revolves around somebody that has a lot of mixed feelings. The nation has a lot of mixed feelings on this guy, man. But apparently, just now, um, Parker reached an injury settlement with the Raiders on Thursday, which is today. And what does that mean for the Raiders? So injury settlement, correct me if I'm wrong, has to do with they don't have to pay him anything. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Which would be good for us, right? But what oh god.
It's a way, and I to my knowledge, it's a way for them to say, hey, we're going to give you this, we're good. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of clears us up. So I don't know how much was offered. I don't know if they gave him, what was left on his contract or whatever the situation was. But I think that actually by us doing that, um I think it comes off our books too, because I think that's all the settlement. I don't think that comes from the cap. It might come from, like, Mark Davis might have been
Yeah.
like, "Hey, let's cut bait." You know what I'm saying? And I just with that situation with Parker, I felt like this was his last chance.
Mm,
They were high on him last year. You know what I'm saying? Prior to the injury, reports were out there that he was actually penciled in as a starter. You know what I'm saying? So obviously they were high on him. But then he came down with the injury. So this again, I felt like was his last chance. And it all just came down to you know what I'm saying, to injury. There was a lot of people that were, of course, there's a lot of people that are down on, just Brandon Parker in general. But I was always saying that Brandon Parker was going to make the team just because of the way that they were high on him prior to injury. So if he stayed healthy, why wouldn't they, have the same feelings? But since he's injured now, yeah, I like I said, it's his last chance. And I think this is the last time we'll see Brandon Parker for real.
and that's a fact, right? I think the same way. I think Parker. I don't think he'll wear the silver and black again moving forward, and especially um, next year when he comes back from injury. Which hopefully, he gets a speedy recovery and then goes on to another team and performs. But for us, I think his time is up. I think there's a lot of young talent on our team that is fighting positions like that. You think about the Thayer Munfords of the world. You think of the Moody's and all these guys that are young, and Dalton Wagner, all these young guys that are out here really performing good in the preseason. And I know it's only preseason, but I love to see it. And he says good article that explains the injury settlement. I looked it up a little bit right now. to see a little bit of an idea, and it says that according to this, it says keeps the player from going to the IR for the rest of the season, but will be compensated for the time agreed upon by both parties, in which the injury would keep the player from being able to perform the NFL duties. So it's kind of like, hey, we're not gonna put you on the IR, but we're only gonna pay you for what we agreed upon, and that's that. And it's something, it's a little bit of settlement. Hey, you get some, just like Twan said, you get some, and then we don't have to use any of our IR, and we're good. And the deal's the deal. So shout out to EJ Raider in the building. Let's go, EJ Raider. He gets roughly 23% of his salary. Bet, bet, bet. Okay, so that's not bad. You know what?
So
We
so
get a
he
little bit. Mhm. What?
so it works out because that means that he's not getting all of what
Yeah.
was due to him. And I think also with that, even if a player is on IR, they still get something
Yeah.
to to the contract. But yeah, that works out. Whatever way we can cut money, and I like back to just how I feel about Brandon Parker. I think he had a lot of positives, going for him. You know what I'm saying? He played the left side and the right side. You know what I'm saying? He had versatility there, which obviously this organization loves. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the system, so he knows what's expected of team and all of that stuff. And but yeah, it just really comes down to injury.
Hmm. And I don't, me personally, I don't think he would have been the starter. I like, I kind of, I was a little bit iffy with the Luminor, but if he cleans, like I said, if he cleans up those flags, man, he's good. And you still got people behind him like Thayer Munford and these guys,
Yeah.
that are I believe in, and I think they have a lot of potential at the end of the day, right?
I
Um,
I feel like what I'm saying, and I agree with you. I didn't think that Brandon Parker was going to be the starter for us, for this year. I think there's other guys that are more talented at, especially at right tackle. I think he would have served as our swing, what I'm saying, our
yeah,
swing tackle, to where, what I'm saying, if someone went down, we he obviously he can play. We've seen him play left and play right, so I think that would have been his situation where he would have been the swing tackle, to come in as a safety net, and I would have been okay with that. But again, injury, yeah, that ain't cool.
mhm.
But also with this, what I'm saying, with the situation, I think we can also be encouraged, what I'm saying, because our offensive line, uh, just in general, like you said, the Thayer Mumfords are stepping up. Hopefully, a Luminor doesn't re- be a repeat offender. You know what I'm saying? And you got your Wagners, you got your McClendon Curtis. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys on that line. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they just keep the right ones. I'll just say that, because some of the cuts we ain't gonna like, but especially on the offensive line, there's gonna be some guys that are gonna be gone that yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who they keep.
And there's only one deadline. That's what makes things even more of like, oh snap.
Yeah,
The 29th, in 5 days from now. They have 5 days, and after that game on Saturday, it would be 3 days, and it would be an interesting thing to see who they cut, why they cut, and where they stand. And there's a lot of players that I feel like, and we'll get to it a little bit later. A lot of players that are in the gray area of potentially making it and potentially not making it, and they have one more shot, the Cowboys. So there's that, right? Let me see the comments real quick. It's Curtis and Wagner who they are super close, right? It's Curtis and Wagner who they say are super close, right? I'm not sure on that if they're super close. I've not seen it, but I wouldn't doubt it
I think
because
I I think they are.
mm,
Like, you talking about close as like friends, like buddies. I think they are. I think there. And I can't confirm it, but I think there was a report where those two guys have been working real good with each other. Um,
mhm.
one of the beat writers was saying like when they're on the field together, it seemed like they have a
Chemistry.
rapport with each other,
Mm,
which is great because again we need McClendon Curtis is the guard and Wagner is the tackle.
tackle.
And I released a video talking about who I thought out of the UDFAs were going to make this roster, and I said McClendon Curtis, but now
Mm.
since since time has moved on, I also did an honorable mention of Wagner, and it looks like they may make a push for the roster.
And I like that, right? Like you said, the chemistry is important in the offensive line. The communication is important, and all
Yeah.
those things to do with the offensive line. So if they are close, I didn't know that. Now I learned something new. I'm good with that. Hey, no complaints here. Um, let me see who else in here. Shout out to the about 33 people in here, man. I appreciate you guys. If you guys can't hit that like button, subscribe if you're new as well. Scratch that 23% is 33% roughly. Okay, for sure, for sure. Shout out to Ray Love in the building as well, just joining us. Shout out to Ray Love. Hopefully, like I said, I didn't skip anybody. Shout out to EJ Raider in the building. I don't know if I said hi to you, but what's up, what's up? And moving on here, of course, we have there's been a little bit of a trade talks revolving around the Raiders, and not the trade talks you would think. It's more of a team. If you guys know, you guys know a team called the Dolphins actually talked to the Raiders, saying if Josh Jacobs is available. And what did the Raiders say in response? We don't want to trade him. He is ours.
You're telling me another team actually recognizes talent and will do what they need, whatever is necessary to make sure that talent is on their team. Is that
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? Okay,
they
I,
they
I
they
I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. I just
they seen a little separation there, and they're all like, okay, hey, let me try to slip through the crack real quick and see if I could pull off something. But
right.
JJ has to sign the tag to be traded. Uh, of course, but the talks have to be had, right? The Raiders have to say, "Hey, Dolphins, let us fix this, and then we could talk about trades." But they just declined it completely. We're not trading them at all. We don't even have intentions of doing it, and that kind of shows. Um, it's a weird saga. It's a it's a very interesting saga of it's never ending, and I hope it ends soon. But I don't know when it's gonna end. There was reports a week ago saying that Josh Jacobs was gonna return before week 1, and then he kind of shut that down, and it kind of not scares me, but it's kind of like what is gonna happen? Like, is somebody gonna break or is somebody gonna do something, right? It's either Josh Jacobs breaks and says he wants to come back, and then he comes back before week 1, which is right around the corner, or the Raiders kind of break and be like, oh, okay, you know what? Here's this, that, and the third. We're gonna benefit you. So I
Yeah. There's so many reports out there that I just where I'm at with it. I I look. I'm not gonna go either way. You know what I'm saying? Like it really it. There's reports saying, oh, he's gonna be there week 1 and all this stuff, and it's like, dude, like, and then you hear all these other reports like, oh, things ain't cracking up or whatever. Like, I yeah, if he's here, he's here. That's just where I'm at with it.
and I'm kind of on that note, right? I'm kind of like not annoyed, but I'm kind of just over it. Like at this point, it's a saga, whatever. It's the same thing as last year. I forgot with which player. I'm just like, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it does. It doesn't mean I don't respect Josh Jacobs. I do. I've been screaming it since the beginning of the off season. Pay the guy, pay the guy, pay the guy. But kind of like Terrence said, there's too many reports left. There's too many reports right. There's too many things of back and forth. Josh Jacobs shutting things down. The media's shutting things up. And it's just like, at this point, hey, if he stays a Raider, I would love that. But if he doesn't, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing that, anybody could truly do. Just speak about it. But besides that, I'm over it, man. If he plays, he plays. If he doesn't, then we'll we'll come up with something to try to make the offense still work. Because at the end of the day, I believe that a run game is very, very important. It opens it up for the passing game, but at the same time, I think our passing game is way better than last year's. So, at the end of the day, you could take it whatever, however you want that statement. And like I said, I'm not no hater. Like I've been saying, pay Josh Jacobs, but at this point, it is what it is, man. The season's right around the corner, and I'm not gonna keep dealing with all back and forth, this, that, and third. Oh no, like no, no. Either
Yeah.
you sign it or you don't. And we respect you over here. The nation respects you, and we want you here. But if you don't want to be it, then like Jayhawk Raider said right there, one man is not bigger than the team, man. And I'm always gonna go by that. So yeah,
Yeah. And
we
and
won't hear
and
anything for a while. Yeah, go ahead.
and in regards to Zeus, because I'm still a believer of Zeus. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
in his maturity and growing in this game, but it it the facts are, you know what I'm saying, our running game is going to start and end with our offensive line. That is
Hmm.
as simple as that. Because he's only going to give us what our offensive line allows and what the defense is going to give us. So
Hmm.
just get ready for that if that's the case.
Uh, with Josh Jacobs, right? He's one of a kind, right? Nobody's really Josh Jacobs, and nobody's really Derrick Henry. Nobody's really Saquon and all these guys, right? Josh Jacobs, he brings the other dynamic to the team, and he's obviously proven and better than what we got right now because the other guys haven't been get hasn't been in a regular season game yet together and played that. We only see them through preseason. So for me, they're unproven, and they got to prove to me that they could pull off the running back by committee if it happens, right? If it happens. Um, but besides that, I'm also not very worried because kind of like what you said is the offensive line played a big part in last year, and a lot of people don't really give credit to the offensive line of how they opened up holes for the running back last year, man. Everybody really puts it on Josh Jacobs, but at the end of the day, who allowed him to run? Like who blocked for him? So,
Mm-hmm.
not saying it could be replicated, not at all, but I am saying that the offensive line, like Twan said, plays a big part in it. So, we will see what happens, right? Omar, if that's the case, why was the JJ the main runner? Oh, JJ's not giving up 10.1 million. JJ returns week 1. I hope so. Shout out to Milka Bees in the building. What's good, Milka Bees? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Um, who we won't hear anything for a while, to be honest. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Would JJ have faith with the running back room? Without JJ, this would worry me until it no longer worries me. And it's kind of the same boat I am, right? Let me see. Hopefully, I didn't skip anything. I don't want to skip anybody. Because if you have a great running back, you better use it. LOL. I'm saying. Oh, here's another thing, and this might I don't Twan. I'm gonna get your input on this, bro. This saying right here, and I don't know if people are gonna get a little bit controversial with me, but I'm gonna just say it. Go look at the last 5 Super Bowl winning champions. Tell me one that was at least equivalent or close to our run game last year, and if they were more of a passing team or a running team. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't want to be controversial, but I'm just throwing it out there. The last 5. Tell me who had a equivalent run game to us or close to, and who had was the passing game better? Was the running game better for them? Just throwing it out there. I'm just chucking it out. Shout out to Pyro. Not saying JJ is not better running back, but the run game will not be neutered because JJ is not a Raider. I see that. Shout out to Pyro in the building, though. Terrence says they played off the running backs. Okay, okay. What you think, Twan? What you think about the that saying?
There was a wrinkle of run, and but it didn't come from the running. back. It can't.
Mm.
It came from their quarterback,
Mm.
and unfortunately, we don't have that. And I don't think we're ever going to have that,
Oh
especially
no,
with
no.
this, especially with this coach. Um,
Yeah.
if that was the case, then we wouldn't have drafted Aiden O'Connell.
Mm.
Because one of the weaknesses, or one of the, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it, is his mobility. Um, so it is for us. Yes, the running game is needed because
Mm-hmm.
your quarterback isn't mobile. The other teams, and when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about the Eagles. I'm thinking about the catch up people.
Yeah.
Um, both of those quarterbacks are mobile. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And they'll get out when they need to get out. Um, and yeah, we ain't got that. And I would have a heart attack if our quarterback um just decided to go on a 40-yard dash.
Mm-hmm.
I would be very scared.
I would low key be mad because it's
Yeah,
like I don't want you getting injured, bro. Like, damn.
that part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, I've been saying it, is that we need to keep Jimmy G in bubble wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Is and you guys can use this phrase because I'm about to bring some hot fire. Is either bubble wrap or mock drafts. Bubble wrap or mock drafts.
Oh hell no,
That's your choice.
bro. Mock drafts, bro. That mock drafts haunt me, bro. I can't. I wait till the very end of that.
Hey, look, I already said it. If Jimmy G go down, I'm hitting up my boy Problem, and we doing a mock draft.
Hey, I feel that, but
Not
it was just hey, go.
not saying I don't believe in Adrian O'Connell, but we need we need some more some more quarterbacks in here
Fact.
than Aiden O'Connell, because obviously we know Hoyer ain't it.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, about the 5 Super Bowl winners or whatever, it was just a little idea out there to pick your guys' brains to kind of see where you guys stand on it. And for me personally, on my own saying, what I said, I think a lot of things play a part in a lot of the winners, right? The first thing that catches my eye is Kansas City. As much as I hate them, they got a quarterback that could easily dive and throw the ball 50 yards down the field in perfect accuracy. I don't know. That guy's playing a superstar KO on Madden 24. Like that's literally what he be playing. So we don't have that. Number one. Number two. Um, there also was a guy named Tom Brady that won, but his defense had a lot to do with that victory because I think that was the Super Bowl. That was pretty boring. It was like 13-3, and I was like sleeping halfway through. I remember the commercials were even like I forgot. It was very sad. Like a lot of sad commercials plus like the game being very boring. um and I'm not gonna say that JJ don't want to be a Raider anymore. I think JJ wants to be a Raider, bro. I think he wants to be a Raider. I mean, doesn't he have a tattoo too on top of that?
Mhm.
So I think he wants to be a Raider. It's just he feels like he hasn't been respected. Um and hey, I respect that man. He deserves to be respected. I've been saying pay the guy, bro. Like how hard is it to release somebody like hey, and I know somebody are fans of these guys. Hopefully not. Like first Brandon Parker, he cost a little bit of money. We got a little bit of money there, right? And it sucks the way we got it because I never want to wish anybody to get injured. I never want anybody to get injured. And like I said,
Mhm.
speedy recovery for him. But another guy is Brandon Bolden. You're paying him 2+ million for a guy that most likely will be third, fourth in the depth chart, especially with Josh Jacobs there. Why can't you take that 2 million and just add it to Josh Jacob? Like, I'm just saying. I don't get it. That part is the only thing I don't get is that how valuable is Brandon Bolden to you guys, man? Like, please tell me. Like, please just enlighten me, Josh McDaniels. Enlighten me, Dave Ziegler. Just enlighten me, please, because I don't see shit. I
Yeah.
could run better than him. Like, okay, I'm not gonna say all that, but I will say, I don't know. I think it's just the Patriot. I think it's just the Patriot ties. That's
Hey,
it.
you know what I say about Brandon Bolden. I'll leave that there. I'll be
Shout
nice. I'll be nice today.
out to feeling nice today. Shout out to Faith, man. What's
I'll
good, Faith?
try. I'll try to be nice today.
I
It's
feel
still
you, man.
early in the live.
If we make it to the Super Bowl, it'll be like how the 49ers got their run and Ball played great defense. And I think that's there's teams that are dedicated to their offense heavily, like the Chiefs, where they have a star-studded quarterback and they love shootouts because they know they could win the shootouts 90% of the time. And then you got other teams like I would say the Niners, right, that bank a lot on their defense and just doing just enough on the offense.
Mm.
Um, and that's the difference, right? We kind of been on the try to do offense, keep spending money on the offense, try to shoot out, but that doesn't work. Your best bet is to slow down the opponent's offense at least much as possible, and give your offense the opportunity to win the game.
It,
That's all you need to do. Okay, go
it can work, you know what I'm saying, and not saying that, not saying that, you know what I'm saying, what we were trying to do with trying to make sure the offense was good, you know what I'm saying, it can work, but your defense can't be the freaking last of the last, and
Mm,
that was the issue, you know what I'm saying, like if our defense was somewhat, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just talking about ranks, you know what I'm saying, if we were just somewhat maybe 26, you know what I'm saying, in defense, we would be, you know, a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? But you it's not gonna help. So that's what we really ran into, is that basically that even with our high power offense, it we weren't able to crack games.
it didn't balance it out. It
Yeah.
wasn't balanced at all. And with the defense, even if it was at least top 20, I think we could have made it farther than a lot of ways in the past few seasons. And to say that we needed to do would be top 20 is kind of like sad. That's how you know our defense has not been the best. And a lot of people give shit to certain players, but believe it or not, our offense has been in the top 12 the last couple years. Believe it or not, like
Yeah.
it's kind of strange, and
Mhm.
it kind of begs the question, like, when are they truly going to make a push for the defense to be better? Which this defense that we got now has a lot of potential, and I'm gonna repeat the word potential. I'm not saying
But
they're gonna hit the potential or go below the potential, but there's the potential there. There's a lot of potential in this defense, and I made a little bit of some people would call it a bold take, some people would take it a regular take. I said our defense this year will be way better and it'll be top 15 this season. And I said our defensive line will be top 10. So take it as a bold take or take it as a regular take. But
yeah.
that's just
And I think, like we were talking about, who's possibly going to, you know what I'm saying, replace, Butler, and I think Drake Thomas can,
hmm
grow into that, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say all of a sudden he's the all-star guy, but I think he's the next man up to
yeah.
do that. So
And
hopefully that helps.
all eyes on him on Cowboy Day. You feel me on
For
Saturday,
real.
man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see what he does. Um, and just to round up the conversation of that, I do want Josh Jacobs back. I think Twuan would love him back too. But we just gotta wait and see. At the end of the day, take it day by day, and hopefully we get some good news. He said, B Raider, what's good, B Raider? He said, I'm telling you guys right now, on both sides of the ball, top 10 this year. Oh, bold take right there. Okay. Okay. Talk,
Okay.
talk. Hey, talk the talk, man. Hey, hell yeah. I hope so. Even if our defense aren't the best, as long as they cause turnovers just to give the ball back to the offense, that's another thing. And if you've seen the people they brought in, Marcus Peters has gotten an interception every single year. You could talk about his age, you could talk about his injury, but every single year he's gotten at least a interception. So
Mhm.
that's something to hopefully he progresses that moving in. Last season we didn't have depth on the defense. This year we do, and we'll be bitter. And that's the thing, right? The difference between this year's preseason and last year's preseason, if we go undefeated this preseason compared to last season, which that means two preseasons in a row that we go undefeated, even though it's gonna scare me because every time we go undefeated, it kind of goes bad. But hopefully we change that. It's the fact that I see the depth and we actually got it. Last year, it was like a couple guys. It was like one or two, three. It was like, oh my god, look at this guy. Okay, this guy has the potential. But this year, to me, seems different as far as the depth wise. I think we got a lot of depth in a lot of the key positions, and I love to
Mhm.
see it. What you think about the depth, one?
I think again that's what we've seeing, and to be honest with you, I felt like, what I'm saying, just at, we got one more game to go, but these past two games, I felt like the Niners, we did very well. The Rams, not so much, but that's a whole nother subject. But our depth is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What we've been looking at is our depth. And I think this third game, I think we're going to even go deeper into our depth and see what's there and what's at the bottom of our roster. And I think we're still overall, I think we're a whole lot better um, in that efforts of building that depth of the overall team.
And I'm gonna kind of let you answer this question because you kind of answered it earlier, and I think he just came in. Who's replacing Darius Butler after his season-ending injury? It sucks that he's not going to be out this year. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Demar.
I said this, I'm saying, in one of my lives, because someone brought it up, what I'm saying, about Drake Thomas, and I felt like he was that guy on the bubble. And of course the motto is next man up. And just watching the tape of Thomas when he's out there, he looks good. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, there was times where Drake Thomas and Butler were out there at the same time, and they, linebacker wise, they were playing well. So I'm looking for Drake Thomas to be the next man up, but not just be the next man up because there's nobody else better than him or whatever. I think that Drake Thomas would have been a very tough cut for us with Butler here, but now Butler's gone. I think Thomas is actually going to be one of those guys that will step up. We don't know what moves they, what I'm saying? The rosters are still fluid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like we can, I say put things in pencil and then put things in pen. You know what I'm saying? Right now we can't put anything in pen. You know what I'm saying, for these guys, because again, even after the cuts, there might be somebody out there, you know what I'm saying, in the web or whatever, of the waiver wire that might do us good, especially at that linebacker room. So, but right now, I would say it would be Drake Thomas that will step up, and hopefully he does what he's been, continue to progress in what he's doing now, because I do like what I see.
And there you go. There's your answer. And I agree there. Drake Thomas, all eyes on him on Saturday, man. All eyes on him. Um, let me see. Let me see. Hopefully, let me scroll up. You have situational defense. They're down red zone plus causing turnover plus Deb being a really good defense. It's a fact. Isaiah Zimmons would have been great. Deb just saying, yeah, facts. But the Raiders don't like to really reach out to people. They let them reach out to them. Drake Thomas, you think so too? I thought good defense was hefty trash bag. Shout out to Circus Raider. It was good, man. Facts, Twan. My grading for the Raiders versus the 49ers, A plus versus the Rams, B plus. Okay. Okay. Excellent work, fellas. I appreciate that, Demarcus Webb. Shout out to everybody coming in here, man. Um,
Yeah,
Shout out to Reverend.
yeah, our Marcus Peters tackled better than our D tackles in the Rams game.
I feel that. Let's see. You worried about his size? Whose size? You talking about Drake Thomas's
Drake
size?
Thomas, probably. Well, to be honest with you, Butler is about the same size. They're both considered to be small linebackers. So I really don't think you have much, much to miss. And to be honest with you, I'm saying, just overall with our defense, there's a few short guys on this roster, um, especially on our defensive side of the ball. So I don't think that really matters to this organization. I think they're more of, what you can do on the field and what they expect for you to do. So I don't, what I'm saying, with other teams, I would probably be like, yeah, he might not make it because of size, but I don't think that's the vibe that I'm getting from this coaching staff.
Facts. And like you said right there, B Raider, man. You see behind me, man. It's, everybody knows that before my time, I have my favorite players, and after and during my time, I have my favorite players. If you guys don't know, Charles Woodson, of course, from my era, hey, my favorite player. But before I was born, everybody knows behind me, these two guys right here, man. Uh, but you're right, man. 16 more Jim Plunkett days, man. Till the season starts. So, I'm excited, man. I know Twan's excited. It's Raider football, man. It's actually regular season time as well, man. It's going.
Yes.
Oh, I love this time. I love this time. I love it, man. It's Buffalo wings time, pizza, chilling with the bros, going to games, tailgating. It's that time. And for all you college football fans, this weekend, man, this weekend, uh, shout out to USC, man. Fight on, hey. Let's get that dub. Let's get that dub. No offense, Punk, because I know you're a San Jose. Hey, hey, you mess with them. Hey,
Hey,
hey.
don't mess with San Jose State. You know what I'm saying? Don't play my boys. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll say this, man. I really don't follow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
College football like that, but you know what I'm saying. I'm from San Jose, so I always shout out San
Yeah.
Jose State. And to be honest with you, I'll say this too about San Jose State is now you're starting to see every once in a while a player will actually make it, what I'm saying, from
Facts.
a San Jose State. So I obviously they must be doing something over there to get a couple of guys into the league, which is
Mm.
is tough. You know what I'm saying? There's only a selected amount that actually make it to the league. So shout out to San Jose State down the street.
Facts. And a lot of these smaller schools, man, they always have somebody that ends up making it, and it's good to see their stories there, especially. And shout out to Circus in the Big says the season to get drunk and clog my arteries with burgers and wings. I forgot about burgers. I forgot about them. Caleb is busy painting his nails. I know. Hey, Caleb Williams, if you're hearing this, bro, don't paint your nails again, please, bro. Please don't, bro. You kind of jinxed us the game, bro. Even though you didn't play bad, you had 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception. That's a pretty good ratio.
What is he?
We
What
still
what
lost, bro.
what is he? A catcher?
He's the quarterback.
Like no, I'm serious. Like what is he painting his nails for?
He put something. I forgot what he put. I think he put like he was like dissing the other team on his nails, bro. It just didn't make sense.
Oh, okay. Because I like that. I know guys paint their nails, like especially for like
Mm,
catchers. You know what I'm saying? They would paint their nails so that the pitcher. You know what I'm saying? When back in the day when the catchers would actually throw signs down, like strike, curve, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Between their legs, they would paint their nails so the pitcher could see it clear. But yeah, they stopped doing that now since they got the little two-way pager on their freaking pitch call or whatever. But yeah.
yeah. So it was practically like an fu to the other team. That's he painted his nails
Okay.
with that.
Yeah.
And he said something about his mom inspired him. I don't know what that story is, but don't do that, man. That's just gonna jinx us, bro. Come on, bro. Don't diss the other team before you play them. Diss them after you play them and beat them. I don't know. I think USC has a good chance this year to make the And I think they expanded the college playoffs. Because somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If they did or did not, hold up. College playoffs. Let me see. Expansion. Give me a second. Let me see this. Um, the college football playoff will expand to 12 teams beginning in the 2024 season. So not this. Wait. Okay. Okay. Expanding to 12 teams. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's what it said. It said fuck Utah and his nails. And Utah, yeah, they gave us yeah, they beat us. It was sad.
He he
It said
he
2024, so next season.
he put his wishes on his nails, huh?
He should have never done that, bro. Even though, like I said, he played a good game. It's just we lost. We lost.
Yeah.
We lost
He
at the end. That we lost.
he put the F word on his nails and then end up getting effed. You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna be interesting because USC is soon to go to the Big Ten, where there's teams like Ohio State, Minnesota, all those guys over there, Michigan, yeah, it's gonna be a that was just a money move, bro. To me, it was a money grab, bro. But it's not good for us, bro. We're gonna be traveling from the West Coast to East Coast, bro. I'd rather have gone. I'd rather
I don't like all this stuff, to be honest with you. I
I
really
feel you. I
don't.
feel you. But moving on here. SC might do the same through the season. I'm not gonna paint my nails like that, bro. I don't know if you discussed our interior D line yet. Any thoughts on our depth there?
Spear fingers.
Go ahead, Tom. What you? I'm gonna let you answer
Oh,
this first.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the nails. Spear fingers. What did you say?
He said, "I don't know if you discussed our interior D line yet. Any thoughts on our depth there? The depth of the defensive line."
I think we have what we need. I just felt like the last game against the Rams, we played horrible. You know what I'm saying? Um, on the D line. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that was just a fluke, because to be honest with you, our ones were out there. We were getting ran on, and let me put this in perspective. We were getting ran on with our ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
Max Crosby was out there. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Peters was out there. Our ones were out there, and we were getting ran on. So whoever they identified in the middle as our defensive tackles, yeah, that ain't. I think they need to put somebody else there. And if it is, because they always talk about Tillery playing the inside, his weakness is stopping the run. So, and these teams know that. So it let's just get prepared for that if that's the case. And I hope that ain't the case. But yeah, I think we have the defensive tackles that we need to get through this season. I of course I would love a dominant force, but we ain't got that on the roster right now. But I think we have the bodies here. They just got to pick the right bodies to get whatever down. You know what I'm saying, down in distance.
I feel that, and I shout out to Ern, but it was good Ern, and shout out to everybody in here. GWAREB, shout out to you as well, for coming in, and like I said, shout out to OG Raider 805. Also, let me give another announcement to all you guys. We're simulcasting. We're on my channel and RaiderTwuan channel. So if you guys can go to both channels, go hit that like button. Also subscribe to both of us, man. Twan be doing amazing content over there, man, and I'd be doing content over here. Um, and it's all Raiders pretty much, man. So you'll get a lot of Raiders content from the both of us. And if you guys can, like I said, the link is in the description and also in the chat. But if you want um easier, it should be in the chat. But if not, the description has both my IG and my YouTube and Twan's IG and YouTube. So go check both of those things out. Um, Shout out to Demarcus Webb. I'll take this one. Do you guys think the coaches may decide to convert Palomar to linebacker to open up another safety spot? And that's what it is, right? They made him add weight. They made him do certain things that a linebacker would have, right? Did I agree with making him do that? No, I don't like that because it causes a player to be uh not less talented, but bring less production. And you've seen it time and time again when they force somebody to gain weight, don't gain weight, do this in the off season. But as far as Palomar goes, it's somebody that you know I've been kind of talking about a lot, right? And it's because when you truly look at his college film till now, you see where his best position is at and what his potential is at, and it was easily for me in the box. And I've been saying it time and time again, and he ended up getting a little bit of a starter role last year, towards the end of the season, and now it looks like he's getting more and more burn, which I like to see it. And he's gonna make the roster, I think so. And if he doesn't, that would be a huge surprise to me. Um, but will they convert him fully to a linebacker? Maybe. I mean, he's got the size and weight. He's a 6'5", I think 6'5", if I'm not mistaken, 6'4", guy. And he put a little bit of weight on him. So, can he convert to it? Yeah, he's got the size and weight. Will they? It's only time will tell, right? Only time will tell. When he got that interception last week, they had him in the backfield. They had him as a safety. So, it's something interesting to see. But we'll see what happens with Palomao. We'll see how that works out. But either or, I think he'll take up a safety spot. I think, and we'll get to the 53-man roster next week, after this game. But I will say on my list specifically, I don't have two safeties on there, and you'll see what two safeties. I don't want to ruin anything. Shout out to James Purple in the building. Chronicles of the Black Hole OG in the building as well. What's good? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody coming in here. Shout out to Raider in the building. To succeed, we need turnovers, punt, and or kick returns for TD will help us much as well. And it also shows the momentum. The momentum. It switches the momentum as well. Um, I like that new rule. I feel you. Wait, which new rule? Hoyer needs to be an assistant coach because he's washed now as a player. Let's get straight into here. Let me see if I have it. Shout out to everybody that's coming in here. Like I said, we're simulcasting on two different channels. If you guys can, go hit the like button for both those, RaiderTwuan and the SC Experience, both in the link in the description as well. Let me see.
I think that wait for Palomar while you're looking up that stuff. I think that wait for Palomar. I think that was just him getting more prepared for the NFL of what they were expecting for him to do. I don't think necessarily he's going to play linebacker. They might put him more in, put him in the box, but he's going to need that weight, what I'm saying, to be able to fight off, what I'm saying, linemen. And then also, remember, he's also a special teams guy, what I'm saying? So him being able to fight through all of that, and I don't think it changed too much on him. I think his speed was still there. Obviously, we saw that in the last game. So I think that weight actually works well for him, but I don't think it's necessarily for him to play linebacker specifically. I think it's more just for him to be a more physical, strong safety, and for special teams.
I feel that. Shout out to Joshua Young in the business. Good, Joshua Young. Good to see you. Says people are missing the point about Josh Jacobs. The money is not the issue. The length of the contract is the problem. That's interesting. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens with that. But moving on to the game, Saturday, previewing the game. What players to look at on Saturday's game? I'm gonna let you go first. Name me. Well, I don't know if you want to go position by position or just in general. Um, but
Right now, I just have one in mind because we've been talking about it. I'm really going to be looking at Drake Thomas, for the facts of what Darian Butler, being out. I really want to see him, and what he does, and the role that he takes. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be one of the ones, making calls, or is he just going to be one of the linebackers just, getting the call? Um, just watching his role and seeing where he plays. I think a lot of the guys that we see are going to be on the bottom of the roster. You know what I'm saying? I think obviously some of the guys are going to stay home. Um, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely Drake Thomas is one of the guys that I'm going to be keying in on.
And for me, it kind of goes to the cornerback room. I'm keeping a close eye on that cornerback room. I think,
That's a good room.
yeah, I don't want to spark this conversation again because it happened last year and I got proved wrong heavily. And I think you know what direction I'm going into on. And people are gonna call me a hater, bro. I think it depends how these coaches see it, right? Are they going based on the performance so far in preseason and the what they're bringing to the table this season, or are they going based on last year's performance till now compared to the new guys in the block, right?
Mm,
And I think some guys that are fighting for that last, I guess, few spots of the cornerback room is Amik Robertson, is David Long Jr., and is most likely Sam Webb and Tyler Hall. Those guys, I think, are most likely fighting for those final positions. And I think Shelley is good. I think Shelley would be make it. I think Marcus Peters will make it. I think Nate Hobbs will make it. Right, those are the three I would say are penciled in. If Duke Shelley gets released, then I would be very shocked. But I would say those three guys. But so far in the preseason, both Sam Webb, I mean not Sam Webb, David Long Jr. and Duke Shelley combined have allowed less yards in the preseason so far compared to Amik Robertson alone. And that's something that I've been monitoring because it's like I would love Amik on the team. At the end of the day, he proved me wrong last year, and I gave him all the credit, and I even apologized. He's a guy that he's playing more than his size. He's better than his size says. He plays with passion. He plays with everything, man. He got a lot of our takeaways last season, and he looks very very good. And he's a great blitzer at that too. Um, but the question is what he's doing now, is that enough to get him over the table above some of these vets? And it's a cornerback room that, like Twan said, we love to see it because last year we were kind of thin, and that was kind of like, okay, we already knew who was gonna make it, and who wasn't. This year it's kind of like this competition.
mm.
Somebody that we don't want cut is gonna get cut. It's just which name is it? Um, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna
I,
be.
I, and just going off of what you're saying with your observation of the cornerback room, I agree with you. I think that I'm gonna double down, like I said last year. If Amik Robertson is the last corner, you know what I'm saying, depth wise on this roster, we got a good, you know what I'm saying, we got a good corner room. You know what I'm saying, but definitely Tyler Hall. You know what I'm saying, Sam Webb. You know what I'm saying? Obviously Aziz need to be on the next thing smoking. Aziz Hearn. Um,
Oh yeah,
but yeah, those guys, that's somewhere to look. Is Sam Webb going to step up? Are we going to see a Tyler Hall sighting? I
Mm,
Tyler Hall's been very quiet lately. And sometimes quiet is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying quiet is a bad thing. Sometimes defensively, quiet is a good thing. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they hold on to. You know what I'm saying, in that corner room. But I believe in Amik. I think Amik will make the roster.
mhm.
Um, but he will be on the bottom. You know what I'm
Of
saying,
the depth. Mhm.
of the count wise.
Uh, uh, I think he'll make the roster too. If he, I think he'll get some burn on Saturday. It's gonna be interesting. But that cornerback room is something to watch. It's something that it's one of those positions that somebody is gonna get cut that we don't want to get cut, and like I said, it's just a question of who. Would it be Duke Shelley? Would it? Well, I think Duke Shelley's penciled in. I think would it be David Long Jr.? Would it be Sam Webb sent to the practice squad? Would it be Amik? Would it be Tyler Hall? It's just a matter of time of who, and it's gonna be interested to see in that room. Another room I'm specific about is the defensive line. Excuse me, the defensive tackle room in particular. Nesta Jade Severa, and Adam Plan, all these guys are really good. They've been doing a heck of a job. Now the question is, with so much depth in that defensive line room, who's the odd man out? That's the question of the defensive line room. Who is the odd man out? Um, for me, I can't really say who's the odd man out is as of this moment right now. Um, but it's a tough position. It's a tough position. It's a position where there's just so much depth that you just don't know who's gonna be the one to get cut.
I feel like Matthew Butler's out.
Mm, it's an
Not
interesting.
Adam Butler, because we got two Butlers on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
defensive line. Adam Butler is the veteran um,
Hmm.
defensive tackle, and he's a little bigger. But I think, I think the Butler we drafted last year, I think he's out.
Mm,
And I'm not saying he's like
okay.
completely out. They might be able to put him on the practice squad, but I
Mhm.
don't see. You got Tillery. I'm high on Nesta Jade, and Nesta
Yeah.
Jade has been his name has been called in positive ways uh, throughout this preseason. Um, Neil Farrell looks like he's turning the corner. Um, yeah, there's going to be some tough decisions, and I think also because it's not just, oh, they're defensive tackles. You have some guys in there that are kind of like nose tackles and stuff like that. So we'll see what our defense is really going to look like, um, and what Patrick Graham really wants to do after, what I'm saying, kind of after the 53. Because if you notice that all of our defensive tackles are the bigger bodies, like the Neil Farrells, the Nesta Jades, the Adam Butlers, the John Jenkins, what I'm saying. um when you got guys like that, um yeah, there's a lot of bodies in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot
And
of bodies.
I guess I'll give my name that I would predict gets cut, and it's kind of different from yours. I would say John Jenkins is gone.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with that as a prediction.
Okay.
Um, for me, I haven't been impressed with him, to be honest. And when I see this depth chart, it's hard to just even pinpoint. Like I can, I'm even like 50-50 with saying even John Jenkins' name like that. It's like there's
Yeah.
so many players on this team that could perform so good for us, but it's just we can't keep them all. We just can't. It's just the reality of it. And if it wasn't a 53-man roster and a 60-man roster, damn, this would have been way a lot easier. But it's a 53 at the end of the day, and some people can't go to the practice squad and be protected at that too. So it's a matter of time of who's going to be protected, who's going to be in the practice squad, and who's going to get snatched up from the practice squad away from us, and who are we going to snatch up from other people's practice squad when it comes down to it and cuts. That's going to be something else to think about. Moving on to another position, I would say the wide receiver room is another position with a lot of depth. For me, I
Hmm.
think the penciled in guys are Jacoby Myers, Devontae, and obviously um, Hunter Renfro. But a player to look at on Saturday's game for me, as far as the wide receiver room, is Trey Tucker. I want to see if he's been a little bit improving the little practices that he had in between. If he at least practiced a little bit more on his hands, at least show a little bit of progression. Uh, and besides that, I think like I said, once I get to the 53-man roster prediction later on, when it comes to the other live, I'll have my full prediction. But I would say I already have my six penciled in starters. I mean, six penciled in wide receivers already. Um, I just want to see Trey Tucker on Saturday and see if he progresses or not, and DeAndre Carter again to get more burn on that kick returning, punt returning role. Do you have anybody in mind for Saturday's game as far as the wide receiver?
I think to be honest with you, with the wide receivers, I think DeAndre Carter's going to sit. Um, I think I think I think they already know and expect that DeAndre Carter is going to be our main, I'm saying, returner. Um, so I don't think we'll see much of him. They might, but I would sit him. Kind of like they're going to do Da and the other guys. I think he deserves that. Um, I would like to see more Tucker because he need to stop dropping these balls. Um, you know what I'm saying? You dropping balls, but you want to make the web gym, what I'm saying, catch. You know what I'm saying? You make the tough catches, but the catches you should be catching, you ain't catching them, dog.
Facts.
Um, so yeah, I got an issue with that. Now with the when the ball is in his hands, yeah, he's that dude. You know what I'm saying? He can be very dangerous. Um, I'm looking for Wilkerson. I'm looking for Keisha Cole. Um, yeah, I said Keisha Cole. Um, yeah, I think that's where I think the battle really is going to break down. Are we gonna squeeze in Wilkerson somewhere? um, and get rid of Keisha, or did Keisha do enough? Um, you know what I'm saying, during preseason to be here again?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, um, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the
I
wide
feel you.
receivers. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying. Like you said, I agree with you, Eric, with everybody else on the top. You know what I'm saying, the Renfros, the Myers, the whatever. Um, to move on from that room. Did you want to say anything else about the wide receivers?
No, 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 no. That's it.
Okay, so to move on, I am looking at offensively, um, tight ends. You know we all like tight
Mm,
ends. Um, so it's a three-man race. It's Fotheringham, is Horsted, and then the I always forget his name.
Hollister.
Hollister.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's a
It
fact.
it, it is a three-man race, and we saw a Fotheringham sighting. I didn't see much of Horsted.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't see too much of him.
and Hollister, he's more of a blocking guy. So I've seen him in there, action wise. Um, but yeah, they're all fighting for that last spot, because I think, of course, we know Austin Hooper is going to be here, and then they drafted, what I'm saying, 87. So obviously that's a lock. Um, so I'm looking at the tight ends too, to see, especially this week, because again, there's only one cut, which I don't like, but
Yeah,
it is what it is. I would at least like to have like two cuts. You know what I'm saying? But that I'm not the one getting paid the big bucks, right?
facts. And you said it perfectly on the three guys. I couldn't say it any better. Those were the three guys I'm looking at too, because that's literally for the last position. Because I think for me, Hooper and Mayer a lot. And that point, like you said, those three names that you said, Fortingham, Hollister, and Horsted are all guys that are fighting for that final spot, in my opinion. And it's gonna be interesting. I think what out of those three, one of them will get into the practice squad, one of them will be cut, and one of them will be in the 53. I think that's where I'll make my prediction 1-1 and 1. And I can't make a prediction who's gonna win. I gotta see on Saturday to see who stands out, who doesn't, who finally makes the push. Um, for that, for me, I don't really even got a favorite out of them three. I think that it's pretty dead even to see how they do on Saturday, and I just wonder who the quarterback's gonna be, because if it's Brian Hoyer throwing out, there's not gonna be too much burn for the tight ends. But uh,
You
I
and
guess
and and that's the tough situation though. You know what I'm saying? You have, especially for that tight end room, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of give more theatrics to it. You have you know what I'm saying, one of the all-stars of preseason last year in Horsted, you know what I'm saying? You have who I'm calling the all-star of this year, you know what I'm saying, in the tight end room, which is Fotheringham. And then you have Hollister, who is a very good blocking tight end. So it's like, what do they really want out of that third tight end spot? Do we need, you know what I'm saying, do we need a better blocker? You know what I'm saying? If we need a better blocker, they might lean towards, you know what I'm saying, the veteran of Hollister, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, do we need a receiving tight end? You know what I'm saying? You can go with Fotheringham or Horsted. So it's gonna it's really gonna boil. I can't really even say, you know what I'm saying. It, like you said, it's tough because you don't know. We don't know exactly what they think they need, or what we think they need, but there's talent there, and definitely they're going to be battling it out. And again, like I've been always saying, hopefully whoever's on the field gets their name called in a positive way.
Mm-hmm. And it's a fact. Shout out to Dark in the building. It was good, Dark. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Like I said earlier, for everybody joining us now, we're simulcasting to two different channels, SC Experience and RaiderTwuan, man. If you guys can go check it out in the description as well. The IGs and the YouTubes as well. Um, whether you're on my channel or his, go subscribe to both. But another position, and I think the last position I wanted to touch up upon about Saturday's game in the preview for it is the offensive line. I think there's 7 offensive linemen that I'm looking at. 7.
Okay.
Because I think I have automatically I have Colton Miller penciled in, Dylan Parham penciled in, Andre James, Jermaine Illuminor, and Alex Bars is like a 50-50 for me. I think it's a 50-50 for me. It's somebody that um I'm penciled in a little. I like have his half of his name written down, not all
Mhm.
the way through. But the 7 guys I'm looking at as far as Saturday go, and I hope they get burned, is Natane Moody, Horace Grasu, Greg Van Roden, uh, Dalton Wagner, Jordan Meredith, McClendon Curtis, and then did I say Jordan Meredith? I don't know if I said Jordan Meredith.
I think so.
But if not, Justin Heron. And I think I think his name is Vitaly Gurman. I think he's cut. He's gone. But besides that, those other 7, I think, are all guys that have potential to hit the 53. Who do I think will hit the 53? Like I said, I'll say it next week, but I will give you one of the names, that 2 of the names that I have kind of like, oh, I think they will make it, is Thayer Munford and Moody for me. Oh, and maybe Grass. Grass is on like a. He's been playing pretty well. I think he's making a name for himself. But I think Moody for sure and Munford are 2 guys that I think will, make the 53 as well. Besides that, the other guys are fighting for positions. Um, what do you think about the offensive line? Anybody you're looking at, or anybody you think might get cut?
I think it comes down to what I was saying earlier. I'm looking at McClendon Curtis. I'm looking at Wagner. I'm looking at how well they do consistently. I Bars. I don't know, because there was a spot where I thought Bars was actually going to be the starter, but then I started seeing Moody out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? And I I don't know. I that situation I think is going to be a tough situation. But I'm looking at McClendon Curtis. Um I'm looking at Wagner. Um who else? I think Grassu's going to make the team, because he's our backup, backup center. And I liked what I saw from him. You know what I'm saying, in the game. Yeah, I think that's pretty much, because those are our UDFA's too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna be looking more at them, um, than anything, for sure. I think Haran. I don't know. I think he might
Yeah, I don't
be
know. Yeah,
he might be on the next thing smoking.
that's a fact.
Because like you have Yeah, let's be thankful about this that Thayer Mumford, a seventh rounder, is doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Um, Obviously we got a Luminer there, and Thayer Mumford. Who who else are we going to put on the right side? You know what I'm saying?
I
So
can't even. Yeah, facts.
that yeah, yeah, it's going to be tough.
He said Moody was out there getting spun around by second string, and Moody had good and bad moments. Definitely a work in progress, and that's the thing, right? I think that he's had such a balanced preseason, like bad moments, good moments. It kind of balances out, and that's why I'm kind of like maybe his good outshines the bad. Hopefully, he's the guy that I might have in the roster. But like I said, those seven guys are guys I'm looking at the end of the day.
And I'm also high on Van Roten. Just to
Hmm.
throw that in there.
I'm high on Dalton Wagner from those seven specifically. I think Dalton Wagner, one of those guys that is trying to prove himself as a young guy, and I think he's been doing pretty good in the preseason so far. He said, "Shout out to the Raider Room in the building. Was good, SC the motherfucking man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Raider Room in the building. Shout out to EJ says Ziggler and the presser did say versatility does go a long way to making this roster, and that's something to look at, right? When you cut down the roster, who has versatility, who doesn't, because that plays a big part in what Josh McDaniels is trying to build. um, Big Tone says Moody's making it. Okay, okay. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting next live to see. Because I know a lot of people are gonna be doing a similar live of like the prediction of the 53-man roster and stuff like that. And it's gonna be interesting to see them talks between all of us. It's gonna be interesting to see who we have cut, who gets it right, who doesn't. But I know they're gonna put the best out of the best out there, and I hope it really turns out for the better, right? Shout out to Raider Gabe in the building. It's good, Raider Gabe. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Dalton Waggo has to make the roster. Yeah, I would love Dalton Wagner to make it. All I says Moody making it. Okay, okay. If I'm not mistaken, hold on. Let me. I don't want to sound dumb.
Because if that's the case, like, and I'm just saying, if Moody makes it and and Van Roten makes it, then obviously Barr's gotta he's out.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing, right? I think a surprise cut just because Alex Bars was a started last year would be Alex Bars himself. It would be a surprise cut, and it would be an
Yeah,
interesting to see who takes that guard position if that happens, right? And shout out to All Eyes. Yeah, I knew it based on the little dog prints you put right there. Moody's a Fresno State boy, so I know the Fresno State fans out there are cheering for Moody to make it,
yeah.
man. And I hope he makes it too, man. He has a lot of potential, and I like what I seen. Shout out to Miguel. Broncos are using the Jerry Judy excuse if they lose week one, like he's any good anyway. Hey, the Broncos are gonna Bronco it up, man. What I see from I don't know if you've seen Russell Wilson. He ain't looking. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening over there, bro. I thought Sean Payton could change him, but it ain't looking too clean for the Broncos.
They haven't looked good all preseason, so I think they're going. Just because I observe the NFL, I think um I think it's going to take them a little bit to adjust, and I think they'll be okay, but it's going to take there's going to be some adjustment time for them, and hopefully we don't. And that's the other thing, and I said it in another live is, I hope um, Raider Nation doesn't freak out um, if the Broncos surprise us week one.
Yeah,
With
it's
that being said, because they're so erratic that you can't. Yeah, yeah. I'll just say it
they're a
like
team
that.
that you
You
don't
can't
know
put
what
your
you're gonna
finger
get.
on it.
Yeah, they're a team that you're not gonna know what you're gonna get week one, and I think we could beat them, but like I said, I'm only gonna take it game by game,
Yeah,
previewing it and then seeing what we could do. Right? We getting a projected 53 from SC on Monday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You will, you will, you will. It's gonna be an interesting 53, and I will say some people will say, "What the fuck are you looking at?" and others will say, "I agree." But that's the exciting part about the 53 man prediction, because it's like you get to see how different people analyze different people and how
mm,
different people view the team. And it's gonna be interesting to see who gets the most right and who does it. But at the end of the day, man, I know they're gonna put, like I said, they're gonna put the best ones out there. Shout out to Alfredo in the building. Was good, Alfredo? Good to see you. Hope all is well. But shout out to Miguel in here too, man. If you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button. As well, anybody that's out there watching after the live, during the live, or anything. If you're new here, please subscribe to both me and Raider Twan on YouTube and SC Experience on YouTube, just like that. And it's also in the description down below. Everyone's 53 is gonna be different, makes for good content. That's a fact. And the 29th, right? If I'm not mistaken, is on that Tuesday. Let me see. Yeah, it's on that Tuesday. So I'll do the 53-man prediction live on Monday. Um, it's gonna be an interesting one too. Oh, but then you got the post game on Saturday. I'll potentially do a post game Sunday and do back to back live Sunday, Monday. If not, then it's gonna be post game slash 53-man prediction on Monday. So yeah. Uh, well, what about you, Twan? You doing any 53-man lives, or would you like to be on again like this, or what you got, man? What you
Hey,
got
you,
planned?
hey, hey, you know me. I'm down. I'm down for the ride, man. We can do it together if you want, man. I'm all for it.
I'm down. And speaking of that, we can't come up. We're trying to, we want to hear you guys' thoughts, man. Your guys' views on on a show title, on a me and Twan, of course, we're gonna do a lot of content together this season, man. And we're trying to come up with a name for the show, right? Um, and we want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys have any, and I also put in the community tab if you guys got any like any. I'm still waiting for the all 22 in Discord. I want to see what you guys could come up with as a show name. Uh, there's one called the 2 for 1. You feel me? The 2 for 1 out there, the 2 for 1 show. Uh, the Lunchable Crackers. What the fuck? My projected 53 is gonna involve cutting Teamer 3 straight times. Hey, believe it or not, he might make the team again, bro. He might make the team again. $2 experience. Yeah, these are funny, bro. The Brown Crackers experience. Yo, just found out McDaniels doesn't plan on letting any of our starters against the Cowboys. Fuck that bullshit. Our team ain't that good to be taking games off. I think they just want to rest them, to be honest.
Hey, we
That is
don't.
that. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say this too. I think we did well with the number of injuries that we've had this year. You know what I'm saying? So far, knocking on wood, I think we've been fairly healthy. So I think McDaniels is trying to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that, and before we get to the 1 hour and a half mark, do you have anything else that I didn't bring up or anything that we need to talk about? I can't think of anything else. But shout out to ECG in here, Roaster Raider coming in. Shout out to you guys. I hope all is well. So the salute.
Yeah, I think I've already said, you know what I'm saying, I'm excited to see the depth, you know what I'm saying, that people really fighting for roster spots. That's who we're going to see against the Cowboys. And I'm more excited to see what people got, you know what I'm saying, what names they got for us, because yeah, that is some of the stuff that I'm seeing is pretty funny. But yeah, hey, keep them rolling, man. Yeah.
Nah, I feel that, and it's gonna be an interesting. I'm excited, bro. I'm nervous too, cause it's like, who's they gonna cut, bro? And it's like the season's right around the corner, man.
Yeah.
The stress level is back. The stress is back.
Hey, if Keisha make this team, hey, look, hey, okay, there's three people. Three, I got three. If they make the team, yeah, it's gonna be it's all bad.
Shout out to Raider Ben just joining us too, man. Shout out to Raider Ben, man. Raider Room says, I like our young group of linebackers. Diablo hopefully takes that next step. Spillane going to be good against the run. Masterson, Bernie, Drake Thomas. Hey, I love the sound of that, man. And something about Diablo, he they were talking a lot about him being a leader in practice and stuff like that. So that's very very good to see. And Amari Burney has had a well preseason, Masterson too, and Drake Thomas himself. So that linebacker room, even though with Darian Butler hurt, man, speedy recovery to him, it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. And the defensive line has a lot to do. The defensive line is going to be the main focal point of the defense, and it's going to allow the rest of the defense to play well if the defensive line is good. Cut Teamer already, Teamer. Hey, I'm telling you, don't be surprised if he makes the team, bro. I'm telling you, bro. We were screaming for Teamer to get cut last season, and he ended up making the roster, bro. So believe it or not, bro, the way he's playing on special teams, bro. I'm telling you guys, bro.
Hey, Teamer is down Levitt 2.0. For
I
real.
swear to God,
For real.
bro.
And I'm not saying I think Teamer actually plays a little better than Dallin Levitt, but he's just one of those guys like he always seems to freaking find a spot on his team. Like
some way, bro.
Teamer
Like he got
is a
some
teamer
blackmail.
for real.
Jerry Judy got carted off. Ooh, and that's interesting to see when it could leads up to the Broncos game.
That might actually help them because Jerry Judy be dropping the ball.
He does.
Whoever behind him might be able to catch the ball.
That's a fact. And shout out to here, man, and ECG praying for your family, man. Hopefully, everything is good news and stuff like that, man. And praying, man, praying, brother. But good to see you here, man. Good to see you. Bray Wyatt passed away. Oh, that's a.
Oh wow.
Damn, that's a shocker though. That's insane. Damn, that's crazy. Is that true? I haven't even seen. Oh my god, why did I do that? Accidentally. Let me see. Should be trend. Oh, it is trending.
Speaking of wide receiver,
Mhm.
do you think Dorsett makes the team? I gave you a tough question because I'm over here scratching my head trying to figure that out myself.
I think he will, and I think he'll be behind Devontae. But they cut Demarcus Robinson last year, so
Right?
it's somebody that it's like that Demarcus Robinson type. He plays well, he looks good for the team, and then gets cut. That's the type of player I'm thinking Philip Dorsett is. But I hope he doesn't get cut. I hope that he makes it, and I think he will make it. I think he brings a lot to the table. He's been catching on. He's been route running pretty well and has a little bit of speed. So, what you think? I think he'll make the roster.
I think he might be gone because we have too many people like him. You have Carter. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Tucker.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? That are the speed guys that can stretch the field. I mean, you can't teach the experience and savviness. You know what I'm saying? And that might play. You know what I'm saying? Because that might play for him. But yeah, I think he's gone. But I still don't know. Like I'm still like, Can they squeeze him in there? Possibly.
they could, and it's gonna be so interesting to see, bro. I think if there's one like surprise cut, it would be Philip Dorsett. I hope he doesn't get cut, but he's like one person that could be a surprise cut, man.
Yeah.
But honestly, uh, I just hope they bring. I just hope that the people that make the 53-man roster are the best out there, man. That's all I hope, and um, we're gonna see who the starters are once that 53-man roster comes out, and it's gonna kind of show you. Dorsett has a great relationship with Jimmy, which might work in his favor. That's another thing too, right? You see the chemistry. Even Devontae growing that chemistry and all that stuff, and yeah. And he's such a boomer calling it Twitter. It's Twitter. It's still Twitter for me, man. It's not X. I can't call that shit X, bro. It has to be Twitter, bro. I still call it Twitter. But shout out to everybody, man. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, though, man. That's really. I get it, Terrence. It's X, bro. But no, I'm calling it Twitter still. Yo, everybody's spamming X. Yo, okay, I'll call it X, bro. I'll call it X. I'll call it X. I'll call it X. I'll call it X.
Why are they putting 10 in the chat?
Where?
Why are they putting 10 in the chat?
Oh, I see what you did. I got it.
It's just like it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody though, man. All I heard was back in the day we called it Twitter.
Er,
Yo,
everybody want to be an alphabet.
said old man Eric. What the fuck? Hell no. But hey, again, like I said, if you guys got any names or anything for the show, man, please send it our way on our Instagram down in the description, stuff like that. And I'll probably put a poll or something as well. Um, it's gonna be an interesting season. Like I said, an interesting 53-man roster cut. There's only one deadline. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting. And Saturday's game is gonna be very interesting to see. All these guys are on the border. Will they make the 53, or will they be the practice squad, or will they be cut? Only time will tell. Twuan, you got any final thoughts on where they could find you as well, man?
Man, hey, look, we gonna roll. We gonna keep doing this thing, man. I can't wait to see what these names are. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and shoot it to either one of us. You know what I'm saying, on IG. You guys, we got the simulcast. So for those that are on SC show, go ahead and go to my, you know what I'm saying, go to my channel at RaiderTwuan. You know what I'm saying? Click the notification bell, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all that great stuff. And then again, if you guys need prayer for you or your family members, hit me up on IG at Twuan, TWUAN. Your business is between me, you, and the Lord. I ain't gonna put your business out there in the street, so you ain't gotta worry about me putting your stuff on TMZ or anything like that. Just hit me up and so I can pray for you or your family member, either one. And then again, you guys, thank you guys for all the love and support. Check out all my videos. Yeah. Hey, be a donor, be an organ donor, and remember, you're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else.
Facts. Very, very good words there, man. You put it best. Shout out to Queen Raider in the building. What a Queen Hope as well. Put it on Twitter, right, Eric? Okay, I'll put it on X, bro. But shout out to everybody, man. For me, I appreciate all the support from both channels, man. If you guys can, like I said, go subscribe to both. They're both in the description. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in and is slowly coming back, especially for me because I've been on vacation for so long. And it's good to be back a little bit more consistent than what I was before. And it's good to see people slowly come back and seeing that we're back at it again. Like I said, I'll be back live Monday, most likely. It'll be a half post game of Saturday and half 53-man roster prediction. In that case, I'm gonna hit up Twuan to see if he wants to do another one of these, and then maybe we can have somebody come on with us as well. Hit up somebody as well. But it's gonna be also a show that happens quite frequently this season, man. So I appreciate everybody, appreciate Twuan, appreciate everybody. Like I said, blessings to you guys and your families. You guys know how it goes. Tough times never last, but tough people do, and you guys are awesome, tough people, man. If you're going through a tough time, just know um, just know that it's gonna go by and it's gonna go by quick and it's gonna be good at the end of the day. And take it day by day. And life is too short, so always tell your loved ones you love them because um, time and time again we keep seeing things of life being short, and it sucks to see stuff. So hopefully you guys can tell your loved ones you love them every single time, man. And don't hold grudges over things, man. I've been the type to hold grudges at certain cases, but now I realize that life is too short for that, man. So I don't really hate anybody or anything, and it's all love from this side. You feel me? Some of us are just tough looking, yo. But shout out to everybody, man. And Terrence dropping links, I appreciate that, man. And shout out to all my moderators and everybody that's in the chat, man, out here talking and watching us, man. We appreciate you guys. You guys make the channel, man. At the end of the day. And yeah, go join the Discord if you guys haven't yet. That's another thing too for all updates. And shout out to Snoops Hernandez in the building and everybody that joined us a little bit later. I appreciate you guys for being here and hit that like button on the way out. But on that note, y'all, But I'll be back Monday. When are you gonna be back? Are you gonna do a live Saturday, Sunday, Friday?
You guys, hey, look, you guys know with me. Stay tuned. Click the notification bell because I might go live later on tonight. You know what I'm saying? So just be ready. You know what I'm saying? Just be ready. Subscribe and click that notification bell because I go live at random for real. I don't even know when I'm gonna go live.
I feel that, man. For me, like I said, Monday. He says, see you next Monday. No, Monday. And again, go follow them links, man, over their IG, everything, everybody's IG and stuff like that. And I appreciate that OG Raider 805, man. Good to see all of you guys here, man. On that note, y'all, this was the SC experience and RaiderTwuan in the building, man. And we go head out the building. Have a great one, y'all. Peace.
Sir.